Won't you come and meet me at the movies? Won't you come and watch a flick with me? Famous scenes with drama queens and heroes acting out there on a silver screen. Come grab a seat, the popcorn is on me.
Camera speed.
Sound production, take one.
Hello and welcome to Meet Me at the Movies. Noel T. Manning II here from Spectrum C19 TV. We appreciate you guys spending time with us however you choose to do it and whenever you choose to do it. We always appreciate you. Very happy today to have some guests joining us, Brad Hord and Robert W. Filion. I'll get it out there. It's the W is what the problem was. Robert, so good to see you. Brad, glad to have both of you.
To trip you up.
Just like Noel T. Manning II. That T is there to trip you up. Glad to have both of you here to talk about the new film, Echoes from the Void. I want to make sure I get that right because I in my mind, I want to say in the void or within. Is from the void, correct?
Yes, correct. That's it. Correct.
Echoes from the Void. We were talking because you guys are going to have a world premiere of this at the Don Gibson Theatre on Saturday, August 8th, and tickets are available. And if you're watching this, you'll see that QR code on the screen where you can just scan that, check out the tickets. And I want to ask, are tickets going to be available the night of the show if they don't get advance tickets?
They are not.
Okay.
They have to get advance tickets.
All right. Good to know. So if you're watching this, scan that code. And if you happen to miss it, you can always email us at info@c19.tv and we'll make sure you find a way to check out Echoes from the Void, August 8th, Saturday, August 8th at the Don Gibson Theatre in Shelby, North Carolina. Guys, really happy to have you here. And Brad, you and I have known each other for a few years, and I've been trying to get you on the show for a long time. So I'm glad I finally talked you into it. And
the only way I would do it if I had backup.
Well, you guys have both been involved in independent filmmaking for a long time, and I'd love for you both to kind of give us your backstories. Tell us about yourself, your creative journey. What are the passions of filmmaking that you're drawn into? Because I know that you wear multiple hats, both of you have throughout the years. So, Brad, we'll start with you, and then Robert, we'll let you join right after that.
I actually first got started around 2010. I heard there were a few independent filmmakers around, and I thought, well, I would love to get into the music end of independent film and start scoring some films. And I really just thought there were just a couple of filmmakers around. Then when I got into it and dove deeper in, I realized just how many there were. And I finally ended up running into Robert, or I think Robert got in touch with me first, and for the film Dummy. Is that right, Robert?
I believe that's correct.
Yeah, and we worked together on that, which is a part of our second anthology. We'll get into that another time. But after scoring a few films, I started writing, and in 2013, that's when Robert and I first made our first short film together.
What was the name of that film?
Mosaic 33.
Okay. All right. And so what about your love of cinema? Where did that come from, Brad?
A lot of late nights watching black and white 13-inch TV. Old horror movies that I probably shouldn't have been watching at that age. But that's really where it started.
So really drawn to the horror genre is the DNA of Brad Hord. Is that correct?
Well, yeah, I do like a lot of drama too.
Okay.
But and suspense. But yeah, the early years, a lot of horror.
All right. Awesome, Brad. Thanks, Robert. What about you? Give us your backstory, man.
Well, I always knew that I wanted to be in the entertainment industry and tell stories because I dug it since I was a child, and the movie Clash of the Titans is what formulated that and fostered that real love. Watching all those Ray Harryhausen practical stop motion effects really just like lit my senses on fire and tossed a stick of dynamite into the room and really set me on my course. Seeing that as a kid really just like blew my mind open.
Was
and
it
of
the
course,
special effects aspect of it?
it was the special effects. I mean, it was utter fantasy, utter popcorn movie, and it made me inspired as a child. And this tiny little guy watching this movie on the big screen with his jaw wide open and all these amazing effects that were only really the size of the hands
Yeah.
that made them.
Yeah.
It was incredible to me that movie came from that sort of process. So I just decided to start learning what that process was and how to tell cool stories like that. Um, some of my background also encompasses uh, like practical makeup effects work. I had to design wire rigs from the ground up for a project that I did where characters had to be thrown backwards and had to be raised up by another character hoisting them up. And I designed this stuff just based on understanding science and understanding what hardware that I could cobble together. And I started putting uh, practical rigs together myself. So, um, because I'm self-made, no one handed me any money. I decided to start with television production, and I went to York Technical College, got a degree in television production, and the degree itself is principally for ENG, like news gathering, and I figured that would be a good starting point. Uh, I was very wrong. It did give me hands-on access to video cameras and videotape and doing things behind the scenes and doing things in front of the scenes for news style productions, but it wasn't very creative. It it was a very black and white kind of business, and that's not really what I wanted to do. So uh, from that, I started editing, and I edited for Amway and Quickstar. I edited for just about anyone who would take me, and weirdly enough, it was all these multi-level marketing places where I was one of the only people that was actually making money. um, so I then decided that I've got to start to shift gears, and I reached out to people in the indie film community and got onto the set of a 16 millimeter black and white film and started doing some behind the scenes photography there and just general helping, and got involved with the same crew as they moved on to a bigger project, probably one of the biggest things that I'd ever done at the time, which was called Strike the Tent at the time. It was later released as The Last Confederate, the story of Robert Adams. And through the process of making that movie, none of us really knew a whole lot, right? We were all very green, but it was an actual 4-year film school, like really hardcore uh, film school for all of us involved. And I basically had to turn the singular motion picture, which turned out to be a feature film, of course, shot over 4 years, but we reshot it several times, and I had to do like 20 different rounds of principal photography. So every single time I had to rebuild the cast, rebuild the crew, and put it all back together. And I became the unit production manager for that. And then after that, I started pulling in like the director of photography role and going out for more DP gigs and learning how to shoot cinematically and all this right around 2005, 2006. But I had been working since college graduation in 1994. So it took me a while, like at least 10 years to get to that point where I was comfortable enough trying to assert myself on a film set. Just kept on taking on all these roles and learning new things. So that's the long of the long story.
There's something beautiful about indie film making, and there's this partnership that develops, or relationships that happen, collaboration happens. You as you mentioned, it really is a film school. If you take the time and you're willing to invest that time, you can learn quite a bit from others. And there's so many others out there that are willing to share their experiences, to share their expertise with you, if you just ask. And that's the beautiful thing about indie filmmaking. The partnership that you and Brad have developed over the years, we're talking 13 plus years, if I'm doing my math correctly.
That's correct.
You've worked together. What is it about this partnership that works so well for both of you?
I think we've learned to give and take.
Some of us give more than take, I think. I think Brad gives way more than he takes. Brad is a
just like I said, the script is only a suggestion. The script is a suggestion.
It's a suggestion. And here I am. Okay, bet. Strike that out. Strike that out. Strike that out. How do you like that? Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah. It was 10 pages.
Well, awesome. Well, we are talking to Brad Hord, also Robert W. Filion, and we are talking about the world premiere of Echoes from the Void that is taking place Saturday, August 8th at the Don Gibson Theatre in Shelby, North Carolina. You can check out that QR code if you wanted to get tickets, and tickets are only available in advance. You cannot get those at the door, so make sure you get those in advance. And again, if you miss that QR code, you can email us info@c19.tv, and we'll make sure that you find what you're looking for. We are going to take a quick intermission. We're going to come back and talk about this project. We're going to spend the second half of the show finding out where Echoes from the Void came from and what it took to bring this together. So stick around.
Won't you come and meet me at the movies? Won't you come and watch a flick?
Want to stay connected to everything happening at Cleveland Community College? C19's monthly show, In the Loop, brings you the stories, updates, and the highlights that matter most right from campus. From program spotlights and upcoming events to alumni interviews and college updates, In the Loop keeps you informed and engaged. Catch home game schedules for all CCC athletics, plus fun and meaningful conversations with the Yeti along the way. Whether you're a student, employee, alumni, or supporter of CCC, this is your inside look at life on campus. Tune in monthly on C19 and stay in the loop with Cleveland Community College.
Hi, I'm Tim Foster, your host for Blue and Bold monthly right here on C19 TV. Get to know the coaches and student athletes of Cleveland Community College athletics on Blue and Bold. We go in depth as we discuss cross country, track and field, volleyball, baseball, men and women's basketball, and softball. Catch Blue and Bold airing on C19 TV and online at c19.tv.
Won't you come and meet me at the movies? Won't you come and watch a flick?
Welcome back to Meet Me at the Movies. Noel T. Manning II here, hanging out with Brad Hord and also Robert W. Filion. We are talking about the film Echoes from the Void. You can check it out Saturday, August 8th for the world premiere at the Don Gibson Theatre in Shelby, North Carolina. That's uptown Shelby, North Carolina. The QR code on your screen is where you can find tickets. Guys, thanks so much for joining us and being with us. And let's talk about this project. I know that it's something you've been working on for quite a while, and I'm glad I got a chance to check it out as well. And as a kid, always drawn to eerie tales, always drawn to things like The Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt, Creep Show, that kind of stuff always spoke to me. You can say so much in short films sometimes that you can't in longer format films. Sorry about that, Christopher Nolan. Shorts sometimes will grab you, man. They will grab you. So tell me about this concept of bringing all of these short films into one feature-length project. Where did the idea originate?
Well, go. Well, we were on the verge of shooting one of the shorts, Resurrection of Amy Barlow, and we just brought it up one day because I had at least 2 more shorts just waiting on the shelf, and Robert said, why don't we just not release this? Well, we did release it on the film circuit, but why don't we just keep going with these shorts that you've got and do an anthology? And that sounded great to me. I thought it was a great idea.
Here's what he's not telling you. I've been bugging him for years prior to do a feature because he's sitting on a number of scripts, one of which I really love. He let me read. We wanted to do it, but it just kind of never happened. Maybe it will now. Who knows? But
investors.
I think that's sort of the genesis of it. I was the whole time thinking, why just do a short when we can really take this from the ground up and create our own Creep Show or Twilight Zone the movie. And my love has always been for short form content anyway. Creep Show blew my mind when I was sneaking around trying to watch it as a kid because my parents had HBO, and I literally had to sneak to watch it, and seeing that movie just destroyed my brain. And I wasn't right after. And not that this is scary like that, because that movie was horrifying to a child. But I wanted to rekindle kind of that spark and love for motion pictures that I had when I was a kid. That's kind of where my style comes from. Movies from John Carpenter, movies from George Romero, Tobe Hooper. It's just trying to rekindle that love and maybe give someone else that love that I have from the feelings that these motion pictures fostered in me.
Yeah. All of us have this DNA of everything that we've experienced through our lives, visually, art, entertainment. All of those things can speak to us and speak through us. And anytime we get a chance to celebrate and pay tribute in some way creatively, it's a wonderful thing. And I'm glad that you guys are able to do that with Echoes from the Void. So you've got the shorts, but you also have these bookends, this kind of wrap around that ties things together. Talk about that thread and where that came from.
It started out as a story, as a feature called Drifter. But as usual, the feature length version just petered out. There's no funding, so we decided to cut that down.
And it was a bigger project.
Yeah, and so we decided to tweak that a little bit, make that a wraparound story, and basically this drifter is being interviewed, analyzed by this psychiatrist to see if he's sane or not. There's a missing girl that she's looking for as well. And he turns out to be not quite what she thinks he is. And he's a bit of a storyteller. And that's where the short stories come into it.
One of the things you mentioned, Brad, is the funding aspect. And funding aspects for independent films are different depending on what it is you're doing. Talk about how you guys funded this project over, and how many years did you do this as well? How many years was this?
Well, we started trying to fund the first short in 2023.
Okay.
We shot it in 2024. And basically each short, we've had a crowdfunding campaign, and they're hit and miss.
Mostly
But
miss.
yeah, it's so frustrating because you've got the crew, you've got a good story, you've got a good director, cinematographer, and there's just no money. It's tough. You have to scrape for it.
So yeah, a lot of this is financed off pure sweat equity, quite honestly. And a hopeful back end promise to cast and crew that we can maybe not make them whole in the end, but at least give them something for their efforts. And Brad did a really good job bringing together enough to give people gas stipends and in some cases a small remittance. But yeah, it's never been substantial, and it's always been mostly for the love of the game. And
we've gotten so much help too.
Yes,
from
absolutely.
from Cleveland County, as far as locations, sponsorships. Cleveland County has really been great. They've really supported us.
And Brad's got the hookup in terms of like locations and things. I mean, things that no one else could ever find. Brad winds up finding, and it's all amazing. I mean, it's hats off to Brad. He is a phenomenal producer and can always connect those dots.
Yeah, the locations are great in this. I love the lighting that was used in several of these.
That's all Robert.
I can
Wow.
speak to a lot of that. My love for cinema is very deep. You might have guessed that from our talk here so far. But my lighting is inspired heavily by old school Italian giallo. I love what a lot of the Italian guys were able to accomplish with colored lights and mood inspired lights, right? Nothing is like truly motivated in some of those films. It's all stylistic choice. And that's what I brought to the table, especially when I was the one that was gaffing the project.
Yeah.
And my lighting choices are highly stylized and not in the least bit reality based.
Yeah, they shouldn't make any sense, but they're so pretty.
We are winding down. We've got about 5 minutes before we wrap. I wish we had a lot more time, but I want to make sure that I give you guys both a chance to share any final thoughts or comments that you've got, particularly about Echoes from the Void, which we'll be preparing August 8th at the Don Gibson Theatre.
I just wanted to reiterate the format of the feature film. There's 4 short films with a wraparound story that connects everything together. There's a little bit of thriller, horror, sci-fi. I think there's something for everybody.
And I do want to throw out we're also premiering another short film. It was initially conceived as a micro short series, and it's being put out to the film festival circuit as a complete short film, and it's called The Me's. It is going to come before Echoes, so you're really getting a 2-part deal with this. Really good deal if you're looking at it from a pure financial perspective, but we've poured our heart and soul into both of these projects.
Once again, Echoes from the Void and The Me's.
The Me's.
The Me's, Saturday, August 8th. I don't think I gave the time. What is the time for what's the starting time?
Doors open at 6 for just a social hour, and starting promptly at 7.
Don Gibson Theatre, Shelby, North Carolina. And when people walk away, when audiences walk away from this, what is the one thing you hope that they will leave with when they walk away from this project?
I hope they want to see the next film.
Okay.
And I just hope they have a great time. And, that's why I'm doing this, so that I can entertain people, so that they can see the work, so that maybe that rekindles some spark of creativity in them, and or they just want to see more of the work that we're doing.
Awesome. And two final rapid fire questions. Why is it important, or why should somebody go to a theater to watch something like this?
People just don't do it enough anymore. That's the way you need to experience a film.
Absolutely. I concur 100% with that sentiment. And the fact that I basically use a very wide screen intentionally when I compose the entire project to evoke that sense of proportion. Just sitting back and looking at a wide frame just feels like the way it's been styled feels like a bigger experience. It's certainly bigger than a cell phone. It's bigger than TV.
And final question, if somebody is watching this and they've never supported locally made independent film before, why is this a perfect one to start?
I'll tell you, and the cast and crew that we always assemble, they're always top notch. Yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
We wouldn't be here without the support of all of the people that believe in the projects, and we just hope that we can make good on these things and continue to tell stories with the same, and we're going to tell them with the same people.
Awesome. Echoes from the Void premieres Saturday, August 8th. Doors open 6 p.m. 7 p.m. promptly is when the films will start with The Me's as a short film. That's the Don Gibson Theatre, Shelby, North Carolina. Check out that QR code on the screen, and you can grab your tickets. You need to grab your tickets in advance. Brad Hord, Robert W. Filion, appreciate you both for joining us for Meet Me at the Movies.
Thank you so much.
And to our audience, thank you for taking the time to spend with us as well. And until next time, I'm Noel T. Manning II, and for C19 TV Spectrum's Meet Me at the Movies, that's a wrap.
Many films to view until we meet again. Next time we see you, we'll gladly fill you in. We'll tell about the happy and the sad ones. We'll talk about the good ones and the bad ones. Many films to view till we meet again.
We always have had a certain courtesy to other people upon their retirement or somebody's passing.
Well, I got something nice to say about our retirement.
Well, we're not.
Good riddance.
Oh, was it you?
First, he put giant flagpoles on the White House lawn like it was a Buc-ee's, and then he cemented over the Rose Garden. Then he turned the Oval Office into a place that looks like a New Orleans cat house.
Well, I'm sure President Obama evaluated both candidates and went with the best one, better one.
Yeah, one of them had a D by her name.
Well, one cannot help but wonder why. Betsy, one possibility would be that the Hurricanes are now afraid to enter the newly named Gulf of America while Trump's in the White House.
As Cleveland County's premier event facility, LeGrand Center is the ideal location for any event. The LeGrand Center is located 45 minutes west of Charlotte, 45 minutes north of Spartanburg, and just a little over an hour east of Asheville. Whether you're a small business looking for a place for an off-site meeting or a bride looking for that special location for her wedding, LeGrand Center is the perfect place for you.